Morning folks, welcome back. Today we're going to be working on getting our plastic pulled up. So we still got plastic left in the field from last fall. And we did have some plastic up front where the greenhouse is set, but I pulled all that up by hand. We started actually pulling this up by hand, but it's a pretty daunting task to pull it all up by hand. Luckily, a buddy of mine actually has a mulch lifter, and I went and picked that up this morning, and that's what we're going to be using to get all the plastic up. So if you've never seen one, this is what they call a mulch lifter, and basically these discs kind of move the dirt away from the plastic that the mulch layer covered on it to hold the plastic down. That coulter or disc there in the middle actually splits the plastic in half, so it's not as heavy to pick up. And basically this part back here just kind of lifts the plastic up out of the ground, and then we just come back and just roll the rest up by hand. Still a little bit of manual labor involved, but it's still 10 times easier than you know, having to do it all by hand. Once we get all this picked up and stuff, probably going to try to plow this today, if not today, tomorrow, so we can get a lot of this growth and stuff turned over, and that way when we come through with the tiller, everything will work up real nice and we can lay our new plastic for this year. Up there in the greenhouse, we are actually planting tomatoes. Got Justin, Cindy, and Corey all up there planting. It shouldn't take them long to plant. We're only planting like 100 plants of tomatoes, and I'll go over that a little bit later. Hopefully, if I fix the GoPro and it's working correctly, it should be recording them planting as we speak. So, but we're gonna hop on this tractor and lift some mulch. Well, morning folks. We're back up here at the land of wind noise and automobile traffic. We did get the tomatoes planted yesterday, and they're actually looking pretty good. They started to perk up a little bit. We watered them for quite a while yesterday, so hopefully they'll start standing up some more, and we'll have to stake these before too long. One thing real quick that I wanted to say is if you're growing tomatoes in a greenhouse and you don't have automatic side curtains or any type of fans or exhausts or anything, you need to manage it very closely. It's like 8:30 in here right now, and it's probably 60 degrees outside, but it's probably about 80 in here right now. So it doesn't take long for the greenhouse to heat up in the mornings. So just keep that in mind, especially if you don't have any automatic controls on your greenhouse. I'm probably going to open these side curtains up here in a little bit. Definitely going to open the doors up, but I'll probably end up opening the side curtains up too. So yesterday we got all the plastic picked up. We used the mulch layer to lift it. It did a pretty good job. I think what I really need to do on my tractor is to get some stabilizer bars for my 3-point hitch. I'm beginning to think that is the reason why we're having problems with the mulch layer. Even the mulch lifter at times didn't do a very good job, and that was because it was I don't have the stabilizers on the 3-point hitch, so it wants to move back and forth, and when it kind of got off the road a little bit, it didn't do as good of a job, but it was still 10 times easier than pulling it all up by hand. I mean, it just lifts it up out of the ground, and we just picked up the plastic, put it in a trash can, which I didn't record because I don't think y'all want to just watch us pick up trash. Hey, good morning folks, welcome back. We got the fancy spreader. It's going to be back in action today. Spreading a little fertilizer over here at our home place in Indiana. Don't have a lot to spread over here, maybe 1.5 acres. I think there's like 2.5 acres here total, but we've already got some in plastic and stuff. So we got this little area spread down over the hill, and then up there where we've already planted some green beans and ornamental corn. Didn't really get a lot filmed yesterday. It was filled with a lot of disappointment and failure. A while back, we've always talked about this cylinder leaking on the tractor, and so we bought a new cylinder kit. Took this off yesterday, no problem. Put new seals and everything in it, and yes, we did put it together correctly, and it's leaking just as bad as it was before. So apparently that cylinder, we did notice there's a lot of scoring and stuff on the inside, like a lot of the internal parts. So probably gonna have to get a new cylinder there. While we were at it, we tried to take this other cylinder off because we thought it was leaking as well, and spent about 3 hours trying to get that little pin out. It will not come out no matter what we did. So, but apparently it fixed itself, so it's not really leaking that bad anymore. So we're gonna go with it. Other cylinder, I don't know. I think I seen one on eBay for about $500, but that $500 can go somewhere else right now. There's more well spent somewhere else right now, especially since we really don't use a 3-point hitch on this tractor very much, and it's only leaking when it really kind of has a load on it. So, but anyway, we're gonna get this spread. Got to get it tilled, the fertilized tilled in, and then we're gonna start laying plastic. Got a lot to do today, so we're gonna get at it. So let Corey take over for me to go ahead and incorporate fertilize on the lower end. Thought I'd come back here and go ahead and get the sprayer ready. We've got to spray our strawberries, and we also have to put the pre-emergent herbicide down for all the other vegetables. What we're using on the strawberries is Quilt XL. It is a fungicide. This is pretty expensive stuff. I think this was $550, something like that, for that jug there. Now, I do know chemicals and such is a hot topic, and I'm not trying to stir up the keyboard warriors and stuff like that. But, you know, sometimes chemicals are necessary if you want good quality produce. And strawberries is a very, very delicate fruit. If you don't spray fungicide on strawberries, they will start rotting. So and especially if there's any type of moisture. We're getting ready to get a few days of rain. So, you know, normally we're going to apply this about every 7 days or so. We'll alternate between this and Captan. But when it comes to, you know, when it comes to spraying chemicals, there's been plenty of, you know, research and development that goes into these chemicals. They've been tested. This has been around forever. You know, anything that you buy at a store, you know, they're going to have chemicals sprayed on it unless that you're buying organic. And if you like organic, then, you know, by all means, you know, buy organic. But, you know, this is how we do it. And, you know, we're not going to spray anything on a field that we think that's harmful to anyone, because, you know, we eat everything that we grow out here, we eat on our own table. So, you know, it's you know, we want to do the right thing and make things safe for people, but we also want to produce good quality fruit and other produce, because, you know, normally people, they like good looking produce. You know, they don't like things that bugs have eaten on and that look rotten and that kind of thing. So you know, these chemicals help do that. So I've did a video in the past on how to calibrate the sprayer. I mean, that's one of the main things you can do to make sure you're spraying chemicals safely. If your sprayer's not properly calibrated, then you don't know how much product that you're putting on the ground, and that's very important, because all of these chemicals, no matter if it's herbicide, pesticide, fungicide, they all have a label, and on that label it will tell you how much product that we have to put per acre. So that product in particular on the quilt, I believe, is 14 ounces per acre. So an acre, if you know, an acre is almost 5 football fields, I believe. So, you know, we're spreading that 14 ounces over that amount of area. So a little bit of it goes a long way. And also inside that solution, you know, we have to mix water in with that to dilute it down. So we're going to put 25 gallon, this sprayer here sprays on 25 gallons of water per acre. So we're going to put, you know, 25 gallons in there, 14 ounces of that chemical, and that will, you know, spread across an entire acre. If that makes sense. I hope I'm explaining that correctly. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started filling up the sprayer here, and hopefully by the time we get this stuff ready, Corey will be about done with the rest of that field, and we can go ahead and get that done so we can start laying plastic. Well, that's upside down, but we got a little meter there. It tells us how many gallons we're actually putting in here. So we're mixing a 2-acre batch, so we're going to fill about 25 gallons of water up in here. We'll turn the tractor on, we'll turn the agitator on, so we'll get the water mixing around inside. Then we'll add our chemical, and then put the other 25 gallons of water inside the tank. I really don't mean to get on a soapbox about chemicals and stuff, but it's something that I'm kind of passionate about, because I just don't want people to have the misconception out there that farmers are trying to poison them or do something to hurt them, or, you know, anything like that. I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there about that. So, you know, it is a little, you know, hits close home to me because I'm a farmer, and I don't want people thinking that about me or about other farmers, that we're trying to do something harmful to all of you. You know, we want to provide, you know, good quality, safe food for you to eat, for you and your family to eat at home. You know, that's my #1 goal. I mean, I love to make people happy by growing fresh vegetables for them, you know, and it makes me happy when they come and they buy stuff from us, and you know, they're taking fresh stuff home for them to eat. One of the biggest reasons I got into doing these videos and stuff is just to really more for educational purposes, to show all of you where your food comes from, how it's grown from start to finish. And, you know, I don't want to hide anything that we do here on the farm. You know, I want you to be able to see exactly what you're getting when you come and buy produce from us. I know some people, like, they won't show videos on spraying because it's such a hot topic. Does that mean that they don't do it? No, they probably do it, unless they're organic producers. But I think a lot of the times too, and this is maybe getting off topic a little bit, but you know, big chain brands, they tend to do a lot of false marketing, especially like when it comes to GMOs and organic foods. Like, you'll see things, I see things out there sometimes that it makes me want to giggle, like people advertising non-GMO wheat. Wheat's not a GMO crop, so of course it's non-GMO. But is that false advertising? No, not really, but is that kind of misleading, making the consumer think that wheat is genetically modified? Yeah, it is. So there's actually only a handful of crops out there that are actually GMO, maybe 10. You know, corn, you got your corn, soybeans, alfalfa is one, potatoes is one, actually. And I can't think of the rest of them off the top of my head. I mean, you can Google it and it'll come up. And organics is another thing. It kind of get me a little bit when it comes to them being at the store. I have nothing against organic products or organic farmers. I think they do a fabulous job, but there is a loophole, and unless they've closed this, last time I looked it up, and it's been a minute, but there was like any fruit and vegetables shipped from overseas here to our country can be labeled organic just by filling out paperwork. There's no checks, no bounces. You know, we're just relying on that country that they're doing what they say they're going to be doing. And if you take a country like China, are they really, you know, producing an organic crop, or are they just you know, doing it the conventional way and then filling out the paperwork and labeling it organic? So, you know, that was a loophole a while back. I don't know if they've ever closed that or not. But again, buy USA, especially when it comes to all your meats and vegetables and stuff. I know times are tight and grocery bills are high right now, so a lot of people are going with the cheapest thing they can. I understand that. But you know, support your local farmer if you can. Also, when it comes to pricing and stuff like that, we are not going to raise our pricing this year. Pretty much where we're going to stay along the same lines that we did last year. I believe on our bushels of corn, we're going to have to raise the price a little bit. Same things on our bushels of beans, just because it takes so much money to harvest those crops. So we don't have a really big profit margin on a lot of this stuff anyway. I think at the end of the day, I told somebody this the other day, if I total it up at the end of the year about how much profit we make divided by how many hours I spend out here doing all this stuff, I probably make about 54 cents an hour. So don't do it to get rich, do it because I love to do it. Yes, I'd like to make profit. Everybody likes making profit, but you got to make profit to stay in business. But you know, that's not my main motive. Money's not my main motivator when it comes to doing all this. We got all the fresh plastic laid yesterday. Pretty uneventful, went pretty smooth. Today we're going to be working on greenhouse number 2, and so we've got to get the plastic on here. We've kind of been delayed getting the plastic on here. 1, the weather, it's been kind of windy. 2, we needed to get the plastic laid and all that done ahead of this rain. Today it's kind of windy. It's not ideal, but we're gonna attempt it anyway. So the footage of us actually putting on the plastic is probably not going to be in this video. It'll be in the greenhouse number 2 build video. So I guess you'll just have to watch that if you want to see how that's done.